50 Cent, his first album, you could say every beat on that motherfucker.
Oh, his first album was immaculate.
But then I didn't really like The Massacre.
Yeah.
I didn't really like Candy Shop and shit like that because I thought that the transition of him coming off of Getting Rich and Die Trying, I always call it like the money curse. Mm-hmm. Like a nigga be hungry as a motherfucker when he first in there, and the nigga starving, eating bologna sandwiches and smoking $5 stress sacks and like that. And then next thing you know, a nigga get a couple of million put in his pocket, and then life goes from the struggle to, nigga, I've been this. Yeah. It kind of clogs your judgment and your pace.
And it's hard as a young nigga to stay focused, dog. When you start getting that paper in like he was getting and all that, dog.
And it changes for some niggas.
You gotta remember,
I'm gonna go from niggas getting shot and slanging to now I got all these fine bitches in the candy shop. And you get me? The transition. Sometimes you gotta stay consistent with what got you there.
Yeah, and I
just think with Rick Ross, even though he started doing, he was doing a lot of the lady songs and focus on, but he still stuck to the transition of hustle music. I'm gonna keep the mentality that I'm a hustler.
He stayed a D-boy. He stayed a D-boy.
Stay hustling music, and then some niggas be wanting to experiment. I'm rich as now, so now I want to have some symphonies in the background, and I want to do, niggas want to change their thought direction for like you said, the money changes a lot of niggas.
Yeah, and 50
go from drinking 40 ounces of 8-ball to drinking Cristal, your whole image is gonna change.
It's a different, hell yeah, like a motherfucker. You know what though? One thing though, bro. One thing I will say about 50 is he's a great songwriter because them records he gave Game was a motherfucker. Hated to Love It and all that other stuff, and This Is How We Do. Maybe if he'd have kept them records for his second album, that motherfucker might have been another classic.
Yeah, like I said, some people, but that was him probably thinking like a businessman. Sometimes you got to get out of thinking of self, and especially when you're trying to build an empire and a label and all that. Yeah. You got to think, because a lot of niggas who jump on that aspect, they drop the ball.
And I say with Game, going back to him, his first album was a motherfucking classic.
Definitely.
Game's first album was a classic, and I know 50 did some records on there, whatever, but even outside them records, he just had some. And I think if he'd have kept on, honestly, I think he probably left G Unit too early. I think he should have just stayed.
He wanted to, I could get the thought process because, coming from Compton, we always tend to have the attitude of, we can be successful without a lot of, outside influence. And for him being a Compton native, dealing with, the New York cats, he probably, I want to establish my own, And then at the time, 50 was beefing, with outside entities. And
Game didn't want to be bothered. He didn't want to be involved in all that shit.
I mean, it happens to a lot of us. Like, I don't want to get caught up in your beef with
That's
that.
Real shit.
I'm cool with that nigga. I did a record with that nigga. So
I can feel that.
Hey, you think Game's first album, do you think the whole first album was meant for 50? What are the chances of getting that amount of top tier producers on your debut project?
Shit.
Yeah, Kanye.
He definitely had to have $1 million budget for that shit, for sure.
Yeah, because they, he was already there with Dre, you know what I'm saying? And we all know Dre, take his time. I mean, he's had what, 3 top tier artists walk out the Aftermath door because you taking too fucking long.
Yeah.
You get me? Rakim was there. Busta was there. Eve was there, and before a project could even get started, it was like, hey, I'm out of here. I mean, so they felt like, why waste his talent? 50 is on the roll, so let's stick him over there. to see if we could, you know what I'm saying? And then, like I said, at that time, 50 was probably thinking like a label head and an entrepreneur. And so, like, yeah, let's blast this nigga off. You get me? Why have him sit on the bench when he clearly got talent? Because Dre wouldn't be trying to pick him up. So let's just switch him over, and because, nigga, you got time to focus on the project. Dre don't have time for that shit.
Yeah.
You got to, you hot right now. You coming off of what, a 10 million selling record? G-Unit is popping. So why not hand you this young motherfucking pit bull? And that's when they probably put that record together.
Hey, when you first heard that nigga, was you thinking that this young nigga's a monster?
Who?
A Game.
I with Game before when Game was with JT the Bigger Figure, I was with Game. He came over to the little studio we used to be at in Compton, and we did a song together. So I didn't even know of him until one of the homies was like, yeah, this young dude from Compton, he pretty hot. But you know, he was really fluctuating up in the Bay because he was
with JT the Bigger Figure one time.
The homie called him over, and he came over. A couple of the homies came over with him. Everything was good. We smoked, wrote a song, and I think we put it out on a mixtape. You know, so he's always been a cool nigga. He's always been a cool nigga with me.
Game is a cool nigga. I've got nothing but love and respect for that brother.
Like I said, I think because they knew that he would be able to take off, that they didn't want to waste the talent. So they put him over there so that he could get something started. Because let's face it, if he had to probably wait on Dre, he probably would have never came.
From what I heard, and I could be wrong, but I heard that Dre was going to let him, because you know, like you said, Dre take his time. And I heard that his album probably was going to be a while coming out or something like that, but then 50 stepped in and said, I like this motherfucker.
Yeah, they said, let's put him over here.
Let's put something over there.
And let's do, I mean, it's still all in the same family because Dre's here with Aftermath. So we just gonna let him ride the G-Unit route to get him out quick.
Yeah, you know what I just thought about, bro? If you had to name the top city for hip hop right now, dog, and probably like the last 15, 20 years, you would have to say Compton, California, dog. If you think about all the MCs that don't came out there, dog.
We got a lot of MCs who are significant. You know, I don't take nothing away from nobody else.
Oh, definitely can't. But you know, you think about it.
We have been able to hold our own as far as our place in this 50-year hip hop. I mean, you know, we had Toddy T. We had Mixmaster Spade. I mean, Toddy T was the first. He came with the Batarang. Everybody banged the Batarang. You know, we had Dre come, we had Easy come, I came, Quick came, Second to None came, High C came,
Kendrick Lamar,
Kendrick came, King T came, the Venus and Serena came. You get me? Compton has always been prominent. Football players, you know, coaches, you know, Compton has always been significant with, you know, exposing the talent of these young black youths, you know what I'm saying, who come out of the city. So it should give anybody the hope of being stuck in gang banging and dope dealing and, you know, poverty and all that. It should give anybody the incentive to want to better themselves because Compton wasn't no joke.
Gangster Chronicles, we gon' tell you how it goes. If I lie, my nose will grow like Pinocchio. We gon' tell you the truth and nothing but the truth. Gangster Chronicles, this is